what's going on? I'm Deputy Thomas, and this is Law Enforcement Explains. If this is your first time visiting the channel and you want to learn anything law enforcement related, hit that red subscribe button. Hey, today we're going to be talking about ride-along. So stand by and let me explain. Alright, so the beginning of the shift, I go inside the watch sergeant's office. He lets me know I have a ride-along that day. So I go to the lobby, find out ride-along. I gave him this waiver to look at, the waiver that you guys looking at. Go ahead and pause the video and read it if you want. But I give him that waiver. I ask for his driver's license or it's a California ID. I take his driver's license and California ID to my vehicle. I run his name for any wants or warrants just to make sure that I'm not going to be riding with a freaking convicted killer. After that, he signs a waiver. I set the waiver back in the watch sergeant's office and we go to my patrol car. Once we're at my patrol car, I pop the trunk and I basically show him what's in my war bag, which you guys already seen. So I explain to him that this is the stun bag. I show him how to operate it. I show him where, the flares are, just the stuff that, basically ride-alongs wanted to see. Shut the trunk, he gets in the passenger side, I'll get in the driver's side, and then I start explaining to him, the equipment I have on my belt. So just in case some shit hits the fan, he's able to help me. I show him my Beretta, like you guys saw, my Beretta 92FS, and I let him know that it has 15 rounds, one in the chamber. I show him my 38, my backup weapon, show him my 38, and explain the ins and outs of both of those weapons, just in case. So I show him the shotgun, I show him how to release the shotgun, show him the function of the shotgun, let him know, it's a safety on it. And if shit hits the fan and you need a weapon, grab the boomer, which is a shotgun, grab the boomer, and we're gonna handle business. Before we hit the road, I make sure that he has a seatbelt on, because that's one of my big priorities, to have your seatbelt on anytime the car is moving. So we hit the streets, and once we hit the streets, I'm asking him, hey, are you from the city? Do you have family from the city? Have you visited the city before? The reason I'm asking those kind of questions is because I want to know if shit hits the fan, he's going to be able to navigate our units, our assisting units to get, help to us. If he doesn't know the city, I'll kind of point him out, hey, this big building, that's the center of the city. If you're facing the mountains, that's north. And hopefully he kind of knows, north from south and east from west, and we should be good to go. I explained, about traffic stops. Hey, when we do a traffic stop, I want you to sit in the car until I approach the vehicle and make sure that everything is code 4, everything is safe. As you guys know, traffic stops are inherently dangerous. So I kind of explained to him, when I get out the car, I'm gonna approach the vehicle. I'm gonna, talk to the occupants. If everything is code 4, everything is good, I'll tell you to get out the car and then you can hear what I'm telling them and then we can handle our business. Another reason I tell him to stay in the car, because, I have a vest on, he doesn't. That waiver you guys sign is basically you guys are signing your life away. He doesn't have a vest, so if we get in a shooting, even though a vest, it's supposed to protect you, but if you get shot without a vest, then you're just a goner. And another thing I, recommend you guys doing, if you can, write down some questions, because it's awkward when you're sitting in the car with another person and it's just dead silence. So if you can, write some, couple questions down, maybe a few, because typically cops like to talk about stuff that they know about. We know about the law, so we want to talk about the law. We can answer those questions correctly, hopefully correctly. So if you can, just, jot down some questions. As far as questions, there's not a stupid question, but a question that, people tend to always ask is, have you ever been in a shooting? 9 times out of 10, that cop has not been in a shooting, and if he was in a shooting, most likely he will not want to talk about it. If he does kind of lead to saying that he was involved in a officer-involved shooting, yeah, it's okay to start asking questions, but you don't want that to be the first question you ask as a deputy officer. Another thing, if you can, bring a couple bucks, maybe $10, so if we do go out to eat, you're able to pay for your own. Typically or usually, a cop will offer to buy right along some dinner, and we'll go to a restaurant with the buddies and just chill and hang out and until a call comes out. So if you can, just bring some money. Another thing, if you're in the patrol car with a deputy, it's always good to say yes sir, no sir. But if the officer or deputy says, hey, this is my name, this is my first name, call me by that, call him by that. Don't call him sir. It makes him feel old. And even if he is old, he's probably going to tell you, hey, I'm not sir, that's my father. You want to be in a car and make it feel comfortable, because typically a deputy or officer is riding by themselves. They already got their little routine. Like for me, I keep my seatbelt organizer on the side of me, and when I have a ride along, now it just kind of jacks up the whole way I got to, situate my patrol car. So you kind of want to just make that deputy feel like you're not a burden to him. So you just want to kind of, just ease, just be comfortable. You don't want to be too quiet, because like I said, 2 people quiet in one car is weird. So ride-alongs are open for anybody. And with my agency, you have to live in the county to do a ride-along with us, the sheriff department. There's a few different type of ride-alongs that you'll have. You'll have a deputy ride-along, which is, with the sheriff department, we have custody deputies, and they don't like to do ride-alongs to get the patrol aspect of the job. You also have explorer ride-alongs, which are obviously explorers, and they're doing rides with the deputies. And then you also have, applicants and civilians. Those are kind of like in the same category. So who do I recommend doing a ride-along? If you plan on becoming a cop, or you just want to see, what the cop life is, I recommend you doing a ride-along. If you can, do a ride-along at a faster station or a faster agency, the ghetto stations, because if you do it at a slower station, like for instance, I did mine at a slower station before I became a cop, and I kid you guys not, it seemed like the whole station showed up to a petty theft call at Walmart. Now, a petty theft is someone stealing some stupid makeup or something from Walmart, and the suspect was still there, and the whole freaking, department seemed like they showed up. Now, I went on the ride-along with a ghetto station or a faster station, and there was murders. We had freaking kidnappings, we had robberies, we had 459s, which are burglaries. And those are the kind of things that you want to see as a ride-along. You just want to get that, that exposure to you. So if you can, do one at a faster station. If you can't, just go out, because I'm not saying that slower stations don't have murders, but it's less likely. And if you guys found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next call.